And welcome in everyone to Monin Park on the campus of UMass Boston and Boston College High School. I'm JJ Sylvia, joined alongside myself by my partner and cousin, Mr. Carter Sylvia. It is the MIAA Division II Boys Baseball Final Four from here in South Boston. And Carter, a little bit of a pregame here going for us. The number 2 seed in the tournament, Reading, I should say. Never going to make that mistake again. Shout out Autumn Hendrickson. But Reading, number 2 seed, hosting the number 6 seed Somerset Berkley Raiders with a trip to the state championship on the line. Carter, let's start with Somerset Berkley. You're coming in as an underdog. What is your mindset going into this game if you are the Raiders?
I think John, great way you said this. I think you got to treat the game as you're not an underdog. Even though you're coming in as a 6 seed versus the 2, you know the Raiders know they're very capable of winning this game by as many runs as they did against Milford.
And speaking of runs, they were hard to come by, Carter, for this Reading squad in their last matchup in the Elite Eight against Dartmouth. A walk-off win in the bottom of the 7th for them. They're going to need a lot more running and scoring output today if they want to compete with a team like the Somerset Berkley Raiders, who have been on a tear, winning 7 of their last 10.
And especially, one of the Raiders' best regular season performances was a win over Dartmouth by over 7 runs. So definitely a point to point out for the Raiders that they definitely have even though it looks like they're the underdogs, they actually have a slight advantage based off how these two teams played against Dartmouth.
Reading Memorial versus Somerset Berkley with a trip to the state championship on the line. Both teams have been over 15 plus years without a state championship, and that could potentially change for either program in the coming weeks. But for now, we take a step aside as we get through player introductions and our national anthem. We will be right back here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube.
The head coach for Somerset Berkley in his second season is Jason Martin. And now the reserves for Reading Memorial High School. Ethan Gretorix, Colby Farris, Ethan Laborage, Pam Harrigan, Cooper Dean, Mike Wondolowski, Ryan Marino, John Orino, Chase Williams. And now the starting lineup for the Rockets. Leading off the shortstop, number 13, Nate Vizzaranti. Batting second, the left fielder, number 7, Jack Conley. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 16, Sam Clark. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 29, Isaac Robinson. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 3, Alex Markle. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 9, Riley Leonard. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 22, Cam Gretorix. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 2, Jack Chapin. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 15, William Hanson. Batting 10th, the pitcher, number 18, pitching for the Rockets, number 18, Graydon Ventura. The head coach for Reading is David Blanchard in his 11th season. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand, and we thank you for your service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Please stand if you're able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that today's MIAA tournament contest is an opportunity for all participants to demonstrate a commitment to good sportsmanship and fair play. Any unsportsmanlike conduct will be penalized. Please remember to let the players play, the coaches coach, and the umpires officiate. Best of luck to both teams and enjoy today's state tournament game.
Somerset Berkley this afternoon.
Back here at Monin Park, JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia with you. Let's meet the fielders for the number 2 seeded Reading Memorial squad. At first base, it'll be Isaac Robinson. Jack Chapin will play second, and Nate Vitorisi will play shortstop. Cameron Gretrex will be at third base. Left to right in the outfield, Jack Conley, Alex Merkel, and Liam Hansen, with Riley Learned doing the catching for today's starting pitcher for Reading Memorial in Grady Ventura. And Ventura, Carter, this season a 1.06 earned run average with a 5-1 record over 7 appearances, and that 1.6 earned run average, Carter, is not even the best on this Reading squad.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching staff is definitely deep for this Reading squad. Also, talking about Williams, who coming in with a 1.14 ERA, and Leboyevich, who's also coming with a 1.01 ERA with a 6 wins, 1 loss record. So it's definitely an impressive pitching staff for the Rockets.
And speaking of impressive stats, Ventura this season, Carter, already 2 shutouts to his resume on the bump, so these Raider hitters will have quite the challenge ahead of them today in Grady Ventura. Let's meet the batting lineup for your Somerset Berkley Raiders. Jaden Cruz will lead off and play shortstop, followed by Alex Crook at second base. Kyle Sherman Jr. will play third today and bat third. Luke Thornton will play right and bat fourth. Liam Meehan, the catcher, will bat fifth. Brady Carpenter, the DH, sixth. Hayden Teasdale, the first baseman, seventh. Jacoby Davidson, eighth, and playing left field. And in the 9-hole is the sophomore superstar Ryan Crook, who had a huge squeeze bunt to help aid a third, fourth, and fifth inning where the Raiders were able to separate themselves from their opponent in the Elite Eight, and now they will look to separate themselves early in this one here at Monin Park. Carter, one of the first things I noticed when we walked into Monin Park is the striking resemblance of the field dimensions to Fenway Park. You and I were thinking that it may have been intentional considering the 2 squads that play here.
Yeah, for sure, John. And this field is definitely stunning to look at with the turf field and just the way the outfield is. It's very great to watch. So definitely a great just experience for the players overall.
A 1 offering from Ventura is in there for strike 2. And Grady gets himself ahead in the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes against the future Wheaton College Lion in Jaden Cruz, who had himself a stellar defensive performance in the Elite Eight. And that one rings his bell right off the dome for Jaden Cruz. He's hopping and skipping and sprinting. He is okay, and he will reach base via the hit by pitch.
Not a great play there by Ventura, especially being up 2-0-2 in the count. That's really just a costly mistake for the Rockets.
Somerset Berkley has an early base runner. Here comes Alex Crook, one of a few members of the Somerset Berkley boys basketball state championship team on this baseball squad, and Crook will slap that one to the right and out of play to get his at-bat started. Alex Crook on the season, a .358 batting average. 3 doubles on the year for him as well. 20 RBIs total for number 5 in blue. A check back to first for Ventura. Sliding back is Cruz safely. Oh, 1 count. Ventura delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed work there from Grady Ventura, showing us one of the many reasons why he has that 1.06 earned run average coming in. Big lead for Jaden Cruz off of first. That one up high to Crook. Now a 1-2 count between Ventura and Crook. Another pitch to Crook, fouled off sky high, and that one will end up above the Reading dugout and out of play. Keeps the count at 1-2. Cruz taking another large lead, and checking on him again is Ventura, being very careful. Carter, we saw in the Elite Eight matchup for Somerset Berkley just how speedy and efficient they are on the base paths. Not really much of a mystery why Ventura is checking on them so much thus far. Swing and a miss for the first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, the Raiders are probably one of the most dangerous when stealing bases in the all of MIAA. So great job by Ventura just to make sure and be in discipline to make sure that Jaden Cruz doesn't steal a second.
Now Kyle Sherman stepping in. He went the distance for the Raiders on the bump in the Elite Eight. There goes Cruz for second. Throws a good one, but Cruz is oh so speedy. He's in there with the first stolen base of this Final Four matchup. That is the 17th stolen base of the season for Jaden Cruz. The offering to Sherman is up and in. Perhaps Ventura trying to back Sherman off of the plate just a bit. Pretty common strategy for a pitcher of Ventura's caliber. Another delivery from Ventura, catches the outside corner, called strike. As Grady begins his battle back in this count with a runner in scoring position and one out. Ventura, the 2-1, fouled off by Sherman Jr., and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sherman Jr. on the season, a .368 batting average, 11 RBIs, 6 doubles for him. The pitch. That one ripped out towards second, in and out of the glove of the second baseman, Chapin. Everyone will be safe, and it's first and third with 1 out.
Wow, very, very close there by the second baseman, almost getting that ball for the out. But it's a gift for the Raiders as they have 2 runners on first and third.
I would assume they're going to score that an infield hit. Nonetheless, here comes Luke Thornton. Thornton on the season, .304 batting average, 12 RBIs, a couple of doubles, 21 total hits for number 99. Sherman will get the free pass up to second base, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the underdog Raiders. Liam Meehan waits on deck. 1-0 count between Ventura and Thornton. The delivery. Thornton skies that one out towards right field. Should be deep enough to get a run in with only 1 out. Catch made, tagging, and coming to the plate is Jaden Cruz. It is 1-0 Somerset Berkley.
Yeah, great discipline there by Jaden Cruz. Kind of the easiest run to the home plate he'll ever get, as that's a great play by Luke Thornton just to get the ball out into right field to give Jaden Cruz enough time to get to home. And that's 1-0 Raiders.
And now with a runner still in scoring position in the form of Kyle Sherman, in steps Liam Meehan, who the last time Meehan was in this situation, Carter, with a runner in scoring position, he slapped a double down the left field line to bring that runner in. Let's see if he can do it again here against one of the great pitchers in Massachusetts. Ventura catches the outside corner. Again, that's been his spot thus far. He's been painting better than Picasso in that area. Big lead off of second base for Sherman. The pitch, Meehan fouls it off. 0-2 count now for Ventura. He can get out of this inning with just 1 more strike, but Meehan happens to be just one of the toughest outs on this Raider squad. Redding looking to limit the damage and get their bats up. The 0-2 from Ventura. Meehan back up the middle, base hit. Let's see if they send Sherman. They're going to. Throws coming home. It's going to be overhead. And in to score is Kyle Sherman. It is 2-0. Somerset Berkley.
Yeah, I mean, great hit there by Liam Meehan, driving it towards the second base. And that gives Kyle Sherman wheeling towards home plate. That puts the Raiders up 2-0.
It's an RBI double for Liam Meehan.
The designated hitter, number 14, Brady Carpenter.
Brady Carpenter will step in next. Pinch runner coming in for the Raiders as well. Gianni Papaleo to relieve Liam Meehan at second base. Pretty common occurrence if you're one of the Raider faithful who've been watching all season long. Carpenter steps in with another runner in scoring position. Batting as the DH today, the first offering from Ventura up and in. Ventura almost had 2 hit batters in the inning right there. Carpenter just barely able to get out of the way. Papaleo, a sizable lead off second. The pitch to Carpenter is in there, but a bit high. So, no give from Blue behind home. Count goes to 2-0. Ventura keeping a close eye on Meehan at second base. The pitch is grounded toward first. Should be an easy play for Isaac Robinson. It is. And the side is retired, but not before the Raiders get 2 on the board as we head to the bottom of the first here in the final 4. It is 2-0 in favor of your Raiders. Back in a flash here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube.
Unwavering commitment to the game, their dedication and drive fuel sports on high school fields and in professional stadiums nationwide.
Bottom of the first inning here at Monin Park in South Boston, Massachusetts. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia with you. Let's meet the fielders for Somerset Berkley today. Hayden Teasdale will be at first base, Alex Crook at second, Jaden Cruz at short, and Kyle Sherman Jr. at third. Left to right in the outfield, Jacoby Davidson, Ryan Crook, and Luke Thornton, with Liam Meehan doing the catching for today's starting pitcher for SB, Evan Isidorio. And Isidorio on the season, a 2.01 earned run average with a 3-1 record in 9 appearances. No shutouts for Mr. Isidorio, but nonetheless one of the more effective starting pitchers on this Somerset Berkley pitching staff, and a beautiful compliment to their ace in Kyle Sherman Jr. Now let's meet the batting lineup that Isidorio will face. Nate Vitorisi will bat in the leadoff spot and play shortstop. Jack Conley will be in left field and bat second. Sam Clark, the captain and DH, will bat third. Isaac Robinson at first will bat fourth. Alex Merkel in center field batting fifth. Riley Learned, the catcher, will bat sixth. Camden Greterex at third base will bat seventh. Jack Chapin, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Liam Hansen will finish out the starting 9 batters for Reading in right field. Somebody's got to keep a tally of how many times I mix up Reading, which is the correct way to pronounce it, and Reading. I got to make sure that somebody keeps track of that. Nonetheless, Reading, Reading, the sun is setting. It's the final 4. Who cares? Here comes Nate Vitorisi, first batter for Reading, and he will take ball 1 from Isidorio. Vitorisi on the season, a .312 batting average, 14 RBIs and 4 doubles. To his credit, 24 total hits. Count 1-1 between Isidorio and Vitorisi. The pitch, beautiful off-speed pitch, just a bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. Fielders playing straight away across the diamond right now. That one on the outside part of the plate, it's a ball. And the count very much into Vitorisi's favor. 3 balls and 1 strike, and it's battle back time for Evan Isidorio. Isidorio's offering is right down Broadway. That's a called strike. Runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Nate Vitorisi. Isidorio, the 3-2. That one is just inside. And in back-to-back half innings, Carter, we see the leadoff man reach base.
Yeah, I mean, really tough call for the ump to make there, but you got to like how Evan Isidorio stayed calm on the mound and honestly looked pretty good at that first at-bat.
Jack Conley to step in next. Kyle Sherman up near the base of the grass, third base side. for Conley here. Maybe watch out for a bunt try, as that one is going to be a ball.
Both leadoff hitters for both teams reaching the base.
Conley on the season, a .333 batting average, 7 RBIs to his credit, with 2 doubles and 8 total hits for the senior. Pitch from Isidorio is swing on and missed. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Changing the pitch, start at Conley and then just go right back into the zone for a strike.
Nice lead off of first for Vitorisi. Isidorio checks on him and fires. Looking for that outside corner, can't get the call. Now a 2-1 count to Conley.
Clark, the designated hitter, will be on deck for the Rockets. 2-1 pitch coming.
Isidorio, the 2-1. That one chopped foul. Just to the right of home plate. And another even count we have. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still no outs in the inning. And Nate Vitorisi with a big lead, hopping and skipping off of first.
Counts even at 2. Conley.
Isidorio to home. Another curveball down the left field line. It is fair. They're going to hold the runners where they are, so it'll be first and second. Jack Conley, first hit of the day for Reading.
Great hit there by Conley. I mean, great way just to get on base. Now you got 2 runners on with the DH Sam Clark up. Let's see what he can do to get his team up on the scoreboard.
Now stepping in the DH Sam Clark. Clark this season, .306 batting average. 13 total RBIs, 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run to his credit. The only home run for Reading this season. First pitch to Clark is up high, ball 1. Carter Isidorio struggling a bit with his control on his fastball. Seems he has more of a lock on his off speeds, but the fastball just getting a bit away from him so far.
Yeah, for sure, John. But I know Evan very well, and I know he'll dial in as he's kind of a student of the game. He always likes to learn, always likes to get better at whatever he does. So let's see what he can do.
Back-to-back up highs. And now it looks like it's time for a mound visit. Jason Martin heads out. Carter Sylvia and I step aside. We'll see you on the other side of this mound visit. And right back into this final 4 we go. 2 runners on and no outs. Evan Isidorio working himself into a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first. Raiders are up 2-0, but that can change in the blink of an eye, especially with a hitter like Clark at the plate. The pitch. That one is in there for a strike. As Isidorio begins his battle back.
Now 16, mound in at the plate.
Evan winds and fires. That one tapped foul off the nub of the bat. Pretty much close to the handle. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 runners on.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2
Conley at first and Vitorisi at second. Evan Isidorio taking his time, deals with the 2-2. That one just low, and the count is full again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. If Isidorio isn't careful here, the bases will be loaded. Need a good put-out pitch here. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. A beautiful off-speed, looked like a changeup there, and that is the first strikeout for Evan Isidorio.
Yeah, that was very needed for Isidorio. I mean, he started a little shaky off in this inning, but he's really redeemed himself there with a nice strikeout.
Especially when, majority of the time in high school.
And now the number 4 hitter for Reading, Isaac Robinson, steps in. Robinson this season, one of the top batting averages on the squad, .429 average, 20 RBIs, 7 doubles to his credit. First one, a curve just missing on the inside.
drops in from the bell. It's outside.
Isidorio, the 1-0. Outside.
Outside the box, John. I mean, inside, like the inside part of the thing. The outside.
Evan Isidorio checks on the runners and comes home with the 2-0. Swing and a miss. I'm sure Robinson would want that one back.
At this point, you might as well use that 2-seam and move that up at this rate.
2-1 count. Isidorio, the offering, is low and outside. And now the count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Back to the changeup here on 3-1 and try to do the same thing that
Isidorio has seemed to thrive
especially with Robinson.
in these types of counts, so let's see what he does here. The pitch. Outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. A less than ideal situation for the Raiders' number 2 starting pitcher. Second walk of the inning for Evan Isidorio, and now stepping in is Alex Merkel, the center fielder. Merkel on the year, 282 average, 14 RBIs, 4 doubles, 22 total hits. That first pitch fouled off to the right and out of play by Merkel. Gives Isidorio an early advantage in the count at 0-1. Riley learned waiting on deck. Both runners with smaller leads here. Bit more conservative. Isidorio leaving that one up high. And Carter, after the indecisiveness we had about the weather for the Elite Eight game, it's nice to have some of the best weather we've seen thus far this spring/summer in the area for tonight's Final Four matchup.
Yeah, and John, especially as this game rolls on, Final Four under the lights sounds like a pretty amazing time. So let's see what both teams can do, especially under the lights.
It does not get much better than this. 2-1 is outside, and another 3-1 count for Evan Isidorio. Isidorio needs a stand tall and proud moment here to prevent Reading from getting on the board, and he leaves that one up high, and the first run of the game is in for Reading Memorial, as scoring is Vitorisi, and the third walk of the inning for Evan Isidorio. And Carter, Meehan heading out to talk to Isidorio right now. What do you think Liam's message is?
I think it's got to be composure. I mean, bases loaded once again, and now that another big hitter and that Riley Leonard is up, he really has to figure out how he can keep just not allowing runs, because 1 hit and 2 runs are at least scored.
Now 2-1 Raiders as Reading gets a run in. Isidorio's first pitch is swung on and missed by Learned. The Raider faithful trying to get behind number 16 in blue right now. Isidorio speeding up his pace a bit. The 0-1 trying to get that outside part of the plate. He cannot. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Only 1 out in the inning, and the bases still loaded. 2-1 in favor of Somerset Berkley, but that could change in a flash. The 1-1 from Evan. That one fouled off just in front of us, up into the protective netting. And now Isidorio has an advantage in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Evan Isidorio is seeking a crucial second out here in a tumultuous top inning of this ball game. That one out towards short center, and Cruz able to get out there and make the catch on that line drive. So now 2 outs in the inning. Riley learned, retired via the line out, too short.
Yeah, Jaden Cruz seeming unbeatable at that shortstop position. Seems like any ball that goes his way, it's going to be an out.
And now Camden Gretorek stepping in, the third baseman for Reading.
Now
Bases still juiced. Isidorio's offering is up high. Isidorio giving his best effort right now to stop the bleeding right here and right now, as that one is fouled off by Gretorek. Camden Gretorek on the season, a .293 batting average, 17 total hits, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 2 triples. To number 22's credit. .16 in blue, fires home. That one fouled off directly back. And with one more strike, Evan Isidorio can take what looked like a abysmal situation for him when there were no outs in the inning and turn it into a fairly effective inning on the bump if he can get just one more blow-by here.
1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 down, 1 run.
Isidorio, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Evan Isidorio as he gets a standing ovation and a deep sigh of relief from the Raider faithful. We head to the second inning here in South Boston. Top of the second inning here at Monin Park in South Boston, Massachusetts. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you for Somerset Access TV and SP Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. Hayden Teasdale will lead it off for the Raiders. Grady Ventura back on the bump. His first pitch is swung on and missed. A gorgeous fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Teasdale at first base today for Somerset Berkley. Teasdale
You just have it for Somerset.
The 0-1 from Ventura. Trying to paint that outside portion again. He cannot. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ventura, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ventura trying to mow down Teasdale with ease. He fires. That one low. Now an even count at 2-2. 2-2 pitch is in there for a call. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Grady Ventura, his first via the backwards K. Hayden Teasdale is the victim, and Jacoby Davidson will step in next. And Carter Davidson, a crucial part of that Somerset Berkley onslaught in the third inning, leading off with a walk and then using his speed to really throw off the opposing pitchers to help bring on a 5-run third inning for the Raiders.
Yeah, and they're especially going to need him today as Ventura looking really hot at the plate early. So let's see what Jacoby Davidson can do. Let's see if he can get a hit on the board.
That one grounded back up the middle. Speeding down the line is Davidson. He can't beat the throw. And he is retired. 6-3 for out number 2.
Center fielder number 6, Ryan Crook.
A quick 2 outs for Grady Ventura. And Ryan Crook, the 9-hole hitter, will step in. First pitch from Ventura to the sophomore is lined out towards right field, dropping fast, and it's in for a base hit. So Ryan Crook with a nice 2-out knock. Let's see if he can get a rally started, Carter.
Yeah, the 2 sophomores on this starting batting order, Jacoby Davidson and Ryan Crook, and that's just a great hit for him there as we're going back to the top of the order. Jaden Cruz up bat.
Only the second inning and already the second run through of the Raiders order. In this one, Jaden Cruz stepping in. He is 0 for 0, reached on a hit by pitch in the first. One that went right off of his helmet out of the hands of Ventura.
Sacrifice fly.
First one was in for a ball. 1-0 pitch from Ventura is up high, runner going, and Crook will reach second with ease. It was a high throw nonetheless. Second stolen base in this one. And now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And a potential big RBI spot here for Jaden Cruz. And he's ahead in the count too. The 2-0 is up high, and it's 3-0. Carter, what would you do if you were Jason Martin? You given Cruz the green light here, yes or no?
Absolutely, John.
Let's see if Carter and Martin are on the same page. The pitch from Ventura is swung on and fouled off by Cruz, so he was given the green light there, but his timing just a bit late. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Ventura, the 3-1, is up high, ball 4. And Jaden Cruz will get on base for the second time in this one, this time via the base on balls. And it'll be first and second with 2 outs now for Alex Crook, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Yeah, Alex Crook, big at bat here as he has 2 runners on, and Alex Crook and Jaden Cruz both with great stealing ability. So let's see what we can do here.
First pitch from Ventura is cut on and missed by Crook. Ventura using the off speed on the inside part of the plate there to befuddle Alex Crook.
First and second with 2 down. Somerset with 2-1 lead, trying to add to it.
Here's the pitch from Ventura. That one grounded back up the middle, right into the clutches of Chapin, who will tag second to retire the side. No runs, but a hit and a walk in this inning for the Raiders. And we head to the bottom of the second inning here at Monin Park. Chapin this season a .226 batting average, 14 total hits, 5 RBIs, a double and a triple to his credit. The pitch from Isidorio is way up high and inside. Chapin had to duck out of the way of that one. 1-1 the count. Isidorio able to fire a strike there. A swing and a miss at that. Count back into 16 in Blues' favor. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. That one fouled off into the protective netting off to our right. Keeps the count where it is and gives Chapin at least 1 more crack at it.
I take it that Isidorio's going to, even though it's 1-2, we can try to go for a waste pitch.
Isidorio trying to lock in. Here in bottom 2, his pitch is up high. Looks like a curve that got away from him a bit there. Classic case of the yips, which happens more than you would think. The pros really do make it look easy.
See if he tries to go something similar here.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the game for Evan Isidorio. Jack Chapin is the victim, and now we go to the 9-hole hitter for Reading in Liam Hansen.
Yeah, great paint there by Evan Isidorio, really settling into the plate after the clutch strikeout he had last inning to end it.
Liam Hansen on the season, a .222 batting average, 8 total hits, 8 RBIs to his credit. So when he hits, he is efficient in terms of getting runs in. Something to keep in mind, especially since he is the 9-hole hitter. First offering, that is a strike in this at-bat for Isidorio. Count at 1-1. Isidorio trying to match his pitching counterpart in Grady Ventura and have himself a quick half inning. He delivers another swing and a miss. And it seems like Evan Isidorio has found his stride. Meehan gives Isidorio his sign, and he fires. Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts, and give Isidorio 4 on the day now.
Isidorio putting on a clinic so far this inning. Let's see how he can finish it as back to the top of the order for the Rockets is Nick Vitorisi.
Nate Vitorisi stepping in. He reached on a walk in his first at bat. That one up and in. Just barely missing the helmet of Vitorisi. Vitorisi did eventually in that first inning come around to score the only run thus far for Reading. The pitch from Isidorio is popped up on the infield. Now in foul territory, Teasdale getting under it, and the side is retired via the foul flyout to first base. 2-1 in favor of Somerset Berkley as the Raider bats come back up when we return here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube.
Build your future on your own time.
Top of the third inning here on the campus of UMass Boston, split with Boston College High School. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you, and Kyle Sherman Jr. will lead it off in this inning for the Raiders against Grady Ventura. Ventura's first pitch is on the outside part of the plate, called strike. Ventura with 2 strikeouts already in this one will look to get back even with his pitching counterpart in Evan Isidorio, as that one is cut on and missed as it was in the dirt by Sherman, and the Somerset Berkley ace pitcher falls behind 0-2 at the plate. Grady Ventura, the 0-2. Fouled off. That one heading towards the parking garage. Keeps the count where it is. And Sherman gets another hack. Ventura, the 0-2 once more, and another foul off to the right. Kyle Sherman Jr. saying he is not going anywhere here. Sherman Jr. 1 for 1 in this one with an infield single back in the first. Ventura again, up high. Now a 1-2 count. Luke Thornton waits on deck. The 1-2 from Ventura is slapped out towards second, and a jumping catch by Jack Chapin as Sherman is retired via the line out to second base for out number 1 of this inning. Luke Thornton to step in next.
Yeah, I mean, defense looking really strong here for Reading so far. And as Luke Thornton up the bat, let's see what he can do with his peak athleticism.
Both of these squads with a very high fielding percentage. Reading Memorial with a .946 fielding percentage. Somerset Berkley a .960 fielding percentage coming in. First pitch in this at bat was a ball. Ventura the 1-0. That'll be ball 2. 2-1 in favor of Somerset Berkley here in the top of the third inning. And the Raiders are looking to build on their 1-run lead. The pitch. That one cracked foul, third base side. Now a 2-1 count between Ventura and Luke Thornton. Ventura, the 2-1. Swing and a miss. At a pitch in the dirt. I'm sure Thornton would want that back if you asked him. Nonetheless, count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Grady Ventura looking to get out number 2.
The 2-2 pitch from Ventura.
That one is up high on the 2-2 pitch, so the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and the base is empty. I'll be interested to see if Jason Martin gives Thornton the green light here on 3-2. No green light there, but it catches the strike zone. Called strike 3. Second backwards K of the game for Grady Ventura. Third strikeout total for number 18 in white. And with 2 down and the base is empty, Liam Meehan stepping in. Meehan 1 for 1 with an RBI double.
We got Ventura here. A lot more confidence from him on block.
First one is a ball. Meehan, a very patient hitter, will wait as long as he needs to for the right pitch to hit. He thought that one was right. Slashes it off to the left and out of play. Evens up the count at 1-1. Outfielders with a slight shift towards left center field right now. Infielders playing straight away. The offering from Ventura is skied out towards center field. Running back is Merkel. He will settle under it and make the catch to retire the side. No hits in the inning. A 1-2-3 inning on the bump for Grady Ventura as we head to the bottom of the third here in South Boston. Bottom of the third inning here at Monin Park. That one tapped out to third base. Sherman Jr. across the diamond to get Jack Conley. And Conley is retired via the 5-3 putout.
Now batting the designated hitter number 16, Sam Clark.
I know they count.
But you knew Winfield was due because they kind of got upset last year. You know? He's challenging. He's very active.
Sam Clark, the DH, to step in next. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first. Clark lines that one into right field, dropping fast and in for a base hit. Nice one-out knock there for the Reading DH, and Isaac Robinson to step in next as we get to the bulky part of this Reading order. These hitters have some serious pop, Carter.
Yeah, especially Isaac Robinson. I mean, batting .429 on the year, which is one of the higher batting averages I've ever seen in Massachusetts high school baseball, so definitely an impressive feat.
Isidorio, his first offering to Robinson, is fouled off straight back into the protective netting. One out in the inning. Raiders defense might be thinking a potential double play in this situation. Sizable lead off of first for Clark. Isidorio checks on him and fires. That one drilled out towards left field. Going to be a long run for Davidson. It's off the wall. Davidson plays it off that wall and gets it in quickly. They're going to send the runner home. Cruz to the plate. Meehan can't scoop it up. And we have a tie game here at Monin Park. It is 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, great. As I said, Isaac Robinson really dangerous at the plate. Hits it 310 to the wall, and definitely a bomb of a hit, and just allows for the easy run in, as that makes it 2-2.
An RBI double for Isaac Robinson.
Now batting the center fielder number 3, Alex.
The 21st RBI of the season for Robinson. And now Alex Merkel to step in with one out and a runner in scoring position. Merkel walked back in the first as part of back-to-back walks by Evan Isidorio, as that one's fouled back. Carter, I'm really seeing the aggressiveness of these Reading bats pick up in this particular inning. It seems they're really trying to catch any potential pitch they can from Isidorio and drive it out.
Yeah, for sure, John. And as they're trying to find anything, because Isidorio had to put on a clinic last inning as he hits the batter, and he'll be walking the first with one on first and one on second.
And now both starting pitchers have hit a batter in this one. Alex Merkel reaching via the hit by pitch, and it will be first and second with one out for Reading Memorial.
Is that his first one? He's hit two. That's awesome. First two Fenway Park homers.
Riley learned the Rockets. Catcher will take ball one.
First and second with one away for the Rockets.
Learned 0 for 1 with a line out to short. The 1-0 from Isidorio is slapped out into right field. It's going to be a long run, and it drops in front of Luke Thornton. Let's see if they send the runner. They will. He is in, and Reading Memorial is on top 3-2 here in the final four. It's an RBI single for Riley Learned.
Riley Learned, what a play there. I mean, there's a great hit out to that right field again. Very similar to what Sam Clark did. And now with Reading Memorial having two players on again at first and third this time.
And now Jason Martin is back out to the bump, and it looks like he's pulling Evan Isidorio. So Isidorio will take a seat to a round of applause for a gritty effort against a very tough Reading Memorial Rockets offense. Carter Sylvia and I will be right back when we will meet the next pitcher for the Raiders here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. Back here in the bottom of the third inning, and the new pitcher for Somerset Berkley is none other than Brady Carpenter. Carpenter has had some big relief spots on the bump throughout this season, and he'll check back to first to start on Riley Learned. But nonetheless, Reading Memorial, 2 runs on the board in the inning, and they're up 3-2 over your Raiders as Carpenter fires a strike in there. As the senior right-hander looks to preserve this being a close game here in the early portion, trying to prevent Reading Memorial from breaking out in a big way, as a check swing strike there puts Carpenter ahead 0-2. Both runners with a decent lead. Carpenter checks on them both and comes home. That one tapped out to second, could be 2 to second for 1 on to first. Double play! And a beautiful split stretch by Hayden Teasdale, and the side is retired with no more damage done. 3-2 Raiders. We will see you on the other side of this break. Top of the fourth inning, back here inside Monin Park. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia with you, and leading off for the Raiders in this inning is the pitcher, Brady Carpenter. And Carpenter taps the first pitch out to third. Gretorix across the diamond with a leap and tap back on the bag by Isaac Robinson for out number 1, as Carpenter is retired via the 5-3 putout. Hayden Teasdale to bat next.
Defense really been strong since that first inning for the Rockets, and let's see what they can do as Hayden Teasdale's at the bat.
First pitch from Ventura to Teasdale is skied off to the left and out of play. Gives Ventura the early advantage at 0-1. Teasdale 0 for 1 in this one with a strikeout looking back in the second. The pitch, swing and a miss. And the count goes very rapidly into Grady Ventura's favor. At no balls, 2 strikes. Ventura, the 0-2. Low and outside, gets away from Riley Learned. Luckily, no runners on base. Count goes to 1-2.
We want the offense to shoot.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the game for Grady Ventura, and another quick 2 down. Back-to-back innings in which Ventura Carter has looked like he is just on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him in the first inning, maybe not look as good as he does right now, but these past 3 innings have really been special to watch, John. And let's see who can do the rest of this game, because we know this Raider team can bounce back in a flash.
The resilient Raiders, as I like to call them. Really a name that can best describe a lot of the athletic teams for Somerset Berkley Regional High School. Jacoby Davidson stepping in with 2 down. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out, too short. Back in the second. The pitch, Davidson fouls it off, and he'll fall behind quickly. 0-2 to Ventura as well. Grady Ventura only needs 1 more strike, and he'll get his bats back up. Outside. That'll give Davidson at least one more hack at it. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, and the base is empty. The pitch. Inside. Davidson had to dodge it a bit. Count even. Davidson quickly back in the box. Ventura quickly back on the bump. And blue calls time on behalf of Jacoby Davidson. We'll reset and go again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grady Ventura to home. Low and inside. And the count is full. One of the few full counts we've seen for Grady Ventura in this one. Davidson chokes up on the bat and waits on the 3-2. Way outside, and Davidson will speed down to first with a 2-out walk.
The center fielder, number 6, Ryan.
Yeah, kind of a weird play there by Ventura. Kind of uncharacteristic based on how he's played today. And let's see what Ryan. Is saying as Ryan Crook is up to bat. Let's see what he can do to try and drive in a run here with Jacoby Davidson on first.
Ryan Crook stepping in. 1 for 1 in this one with a single. And Crook will take strike 1. Raiders down by 1, 3-2 to the Reading Memorial Rockets. Here in the Final 4 of the MIAA Division II Boys Baseball State Tournament. Ventura checking back at first. Davidson back safely.
Top of the order coming up next for
0-1 the count between Ventura and Crook. Ventura, second check back to first base. A lot of respects to be paid to the speedy Jacoby Davidson. And now Riley Learned heading out to the mound. Carter, what do you think Learned has to say here in that quick visit?
Yeah, I think you also, it's 2 things. 1, you cannot allow a hit here, especially with the speed of Jacoby Davidson. And 2, you got to watch Davidson. He's already checked back twice, and especially with how this Raider team steals, you always got to keep watch of the player on first.
And they're going to call a balk here against Grady Ventura. And that will allow Jacoby Davidson to move up to second and negate that last pitch. So it remains 0-1. And now a runner in scoring position for the 9-hole hitter Crook. And Crook will take a ball there. Small ball has been the name of the game for the Raiders all season long. And if they're going to win this one tonight, they're going to do it in the same fashion that they have all year. That one low. Count now into Ryan Crook's favor at 2-1. Davidson with no fear in his eyes, a large lead off of second. The pitch, that one on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. As Ventura tries to battle back in this count. My correction, it's actually a 2-2 count now. Bit of a misread on the scoreboard there as Crook skies that one out to short right center. It's got a long run for anyone, and looks like making the catch is Liam Hansen on the slide, and the side is retired. No hits, no runs, 1 walk in the inning with Jacoby Davidson reaching base. Ryan Crook retired via the fly out to right, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Monin Park. Bottom of the 4th inning here in South Boston. Reading Memorial Rockets sending a couple pitchers out into the bullpen to get warmed up as Brady Carpenter begins his 2nd inning in relief for Somerset Berkley. First batter he will face is Jack Chapin, and Chapin will foul the first pitch off and out of play. Chapin in this one 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd. One of 4 strikeouts that Evan Isidorio had before he was pulled from the game by Jason Martin. Carpenter unable to find the outer half there. Left it a bit low.
Division 1 semifinal. Winner to play Braintree and Chelmsford as an upset brewing of their own.
Brady Carpenter, the 1-1. That one skied out towards center field. Long run for Crocky. Can't make the catch. So reaching is Jack Chapin. I'll rule that a single for now until someone corrects me. Nice leadoff single for Chapin, and now Liam Hansen to step in. He is also 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Reading Memorial looking like they are mounting another big inning offensively. At least based on first glance. Sun is pretty much set. Here in South Boston, Carpenter, the check back to first, and sliding back in safely is Jack Chapin. Carpenter checks on Chapin at first and comes home. Showing bunt is Hansen, and Chapin will grab a stolen base as Meehan's throw towards second was wide left. So Chapin up to second base and into scoring position, and a 1-0 count between Brady Carpenter and Liam Hansen. Hansen with a nice catch out in the outfield recently to help quell the Raider offensive attack. Let's see if he can do something with his bat here. That one fouled off just in front of us and into the netting. Evens up the count at 1-1. Jack Chapin at second, no outs in the inning. Liam Hansen waits on the 1-1 from Brady Carpenter. That one chopped foul. Now the count into 14 in Blues' favor. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You can try it. Granted, it's only 2 strikes, but you can try it.
A lot of Raider alumni in attendance today. Carpenter's pitch drilled out to center field. Crook coming in. He's got it. Hansen retired via the flyout to center field, and 1 out in the inning. And we're back to the top of the Rockets order. Nate Vitorisi, his 3rd at bat of the game.
The shortstop number 13, Nate Vitorisi.
Nate Vitorisi been really good to start this game, and with a runner on second, he would want to drive one home here to make it a 4-2 lead.
Let's see if Reading can get another. That one skips in. Nice stop by Meehan. Carpenter trying to get Vitorisi off balance with some off-speed pitches, but got to be able to keep it in the zone too if you want it to be effective in most cases. 1-0 pitch from Carpenter. That one tapped to third base on 2 hops. It'll be played by Sherman. The throw across, and trying to grab it with the bare hand after it came out of the glove was Teasdale. It wasn't in time, so first and second now with 1 out. Reaching on what I assume will be an error.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7, Jack Conley.
Is Nate Vitorisi, and now Jack Conley to step in. Conley 1 for 2, single back in the first, ground out to third in the third.
And that is the first error of the game for the Raiders.
Carpenter the first offering, a slow drop curve in there for a strike.
Connolly is 1 for 2. He singled back in the first. He also ground out.
I'm sure Conley would like to get another opportunity to see that type of pitch. That's the type of throw that you take over that 310 marker out and left. Another curveball in there for a strike from Carpenter, as he had Conley buckled on that one, and the count goes well into Carpenter's favor. 0-2 with 2 runners on and only 1 out. This second out is big as ever thus far in this one. The 0-2. Pop fly out into left field. Playing way deep was Davidson, but he's able to speed in and make the catch despite losing his cap. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Conley retired via the fly out to left, and Sam Clark to step in next. for his second at bat in as many innings.
With runners on first and second, Sam Clark looking to drive at least one home here to get a run to at least get a nice end to this inning as they're still up 3-2.
Carpenter looking to hold down the fort.
First pitch.
Tries to get the outside corner. He can't. Meehan did his best to frame it as well, but no give from Blue behind home. The 1-0 from Carpenter. Tries the outside again. Still nothing doing. Sam Clark, a very patient hitter, as he has shown in both of his at-bats thus far. Even despite the strikeout back in the first, he worked the count well high in that at-bat.
North Reading will be taking on Arlington Catholic in the Division III championship game. The Division V title game set English High.
2-0 the count. Brady Carpenter checks on the runner at second and fires. Another one on the outer half. And another ball, bringing the count to 3-0. If you're head coach Dave Blanchard here for Reading Memorial, you might want to give the green light to Sam Clark. The pitch. That one right down Broadway. Brings the count to 3-1. Isaac Robinson waiting on deck. Should he get the chance? Carpenter the 3-1. That one tapped out to second base. Crook comes in a few steps and will throw on to retire the side. No runs in the inning as the Raiders hold off Reading Memorial. This time around we head to the bottom.
Wilson Sporting Goods has an unwavering commitment to the game. Their dedication and drive fuel sports. High school,
or should I say top of the fifth here in South Boston. Top of the fifth inning here at Monin Park in South Boston, Massachusetts. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you, and Jaden Cruz will lead off this inning as the leadoff hitter in the Raiders order. Somerset Berkley down 3-2 here to the Reading Memorial Rockets. First pitch to Cruz is slashed to the right and out of play. Cruz in this one has reached base in both at-bats, was hit by a pitch in the first and then reached on a walk in the second. Ventura fires another one in that is tapped foul right behind home plate by Cruz. And the Wheaton College commit falls behind 0-2 against a pitcher in Grady Ventura who has just been mowing through this Raiders order over the past few innings. The pitch. Skied foul up above our broadcast booth. Count stays 0-2. Alex Crook waiting on deck. Grady Ventura gets his sign and fires. Low. As Jaden Cruz uses the plate vision to stay alive. A beautiful night under the lights here at Morin Park, and a 2-2 count now, as leaving that one outside is Ventura. 2-2 count. Grady Ventura seeking his fifth strikeout of the game here against Jaden Cruz. Cruz taps it out to second base, playing it on a few hops is Chapin. A low throw scooped out by Isaac Robinson for out number one. Cruz retired via the 4-3 putout.
Yeah, I mean, once again, this Reading defense, ever since that first inning, it's 3 innings with no runs. So this Reading defense has really been great to watch.
Raiders anxiously searching for an answer to the absolute lights-out effort from Grady Ventura over the last few innings. Ventura the 0-1 to Crook. Fouled straight back. Quickly 0-2 in this inning, looking much, Carter, like the last few in terms of how Ventura is performing. He gets ahead in the count quickly and knows how to get a put-away pitch late in the count. The 0-2. That one outside. Kyle Sherman Jr. on deck. Alex Crook 0 for 2, looking to make it 1 for 3. And a swing and a miss, but it gets away from Riley Learns, so Crook will reach base. Not the ideal way you want to reach base if you're Crook, Carter, but nonetheless it worked.
Yeah, I mean, however you can get on base, it's very important. I mean, it sets up your team for success, and the Raiders are set up for success in this inning with only 1 out on the board.
1 out and a runner on, and we head into the heart of the Raiders' order. Sherman Jr. at the plate now, followed by Thornton and Meehan. First pitch to Sherman is up high, ball 1. Kyle Sherman, 1 for 2, had an infield single in the first and lined out to second in the third. That one in the dirt. And falling behind in the count, uncharacteristically for the last few innings, is Grady Ventura. Crook, a decent lead off of first. The fire is popped up into right field by Sherman. Closing in on it is Liam Hansen. He's got it. And that is out. Number 2, Sherman retired via the flyout to right, and Luke Thornton to step in next. And Carter, Thornton has had some big moments at the plate thus far this season. If you're in his shoes right now, what are you thinking going up against a pitcher like Grady Ventura in this spot where Ventura has just been mowing down Raiders left and right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely plate discipline. I mean, that's probably the most important thing for a batter at the plate. So as Ventura, as it fouled off by Luke Thornton, but it's plate discipline along with you cannot let him catch you reaching or make sure he doesn't pick you off in the corners, because once he does that, he has you in his back pocket, and it's a strikeout.
Down by a run.
This kid have some big stats. These first pitches are a lot of challenges.
Raiders giving Luke Thornton a second to gather himself. Umpires doing the same. An 0-1 count between Grady Ventura and Luke Thornton, with 2 down in this inning and a runner on first, and Alex Crook. Raiders still down 3-2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Thornton grounds this one to short. It's going to be a long throw for Vitorisi, and it's wide! Heading to third base is Crook, and into second is Luke Thornton, reaching on an error. And Carter, what looked like a potential quiet inning again for the Raider offense, has quickly turned into a situation they cannot afford to squander with 2 outs and Meehan up.
Yeah, and those are the type of errors that cost Milford the game against the Raiders last time out. And once again, the Raiders capitalized on one of those errors. Now with players on Luke Thornton and Alex Crook on second and third, with Liam Meehan, one of the best power hitters in Massachusetts.
Meehan rips it foul to start this at bat. Meehan on the day, an RBI double back in the first, and a fly out to right in the third. And number 1 in blue looking to grab himself another RBI and draw this game back even. Up high. Ventura pitching a lot more conservatively now, understanding the importance of this situation. Getting into the later portion of the game, mistakes cannot be made in this spot. That's a strike on the outer half. And a 1-2 count with 2 outs and runners on second and third. The pitch fouled off. Meehan stays alive against Ventura here. Raiders with only 5 hits in this one. They've been able to take advantage of 2 errors having been made by the Rockets thus far. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got Meehan to chase up high. Nice strategy there from Grady Ventura. And with time not on the Raiders' side, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 in favor of Reading Memorial when we return here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube.
T-shirts, hoodies, and more.
Bottom of the 5th inning as we chug along here in the Final 4 of the Division II MIAA Boys Baseball State Tournament. Brady Carpenter back on the bump. Isaac Robinson, the first batter he will face. Robinson will watch that one go by for a strike with a bit of a check swing. Robinson drills that one down the left field line, but foul for Robinson. A near scare there for Brady Carpenter, but Robinson in this one reached on a walk back in the first and then had an RBI double and eventually came around to score as part of that big third inning for Reading Memorial. Robinson back in the box, Carpenter ready, waiting on the right sign. He gets it from Meehan and he'll deliver the 0-2. That one's skipping in. Now a 1-2 count. And Carter, if you're Somerset Berkley, you need a lights-out inning from Brady Carpenter in this situation.
Yeah, and he's been coming in relief. He's been really good, so I pay a lot of money to see how Brady Carpenter can do because he's definitely one of the best relief pitchers I've ever seen.
With a couple of balls, the count is even again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Carpenter. Looking outside and didn't get the call. Liam Meehan visibly frustrated about that one. Count is full. 3-2. The 3-2 from Carpenter. That one drilled out towards left center field. Going to be a long run for Crook. He's got it. And that is out. Number 1, Robinson retired via the flyout to center. Alex Merkel to step in next.
Yeah, Merkel, number 5 on this batting order, and looking to drive in just a nice hit and get himself on base to set up his teammates for runs later on in the inning.
Merkel reached on a hit by pitch in the third and walked in the first. That one quite a bit inside. Merkel had to dodge it a bit. Count goes to 1-0. Riley Learned on deck. Pitch from Carpenter. Looking outside part of the plate. Got the call that time. Now a 1-1 count. The 1-1 from Carpenter. Pop up on the infield.
Shallow mid-infield.
Cruz calls everybody off and makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. And Alex Merkel retired via the pop out to short. Riley Learned stepping in with 2 outs in the inning.
Yep. Riley Learned looking to get on base here and set up his teammates.
First pitch in there for a ball. Carpenter starting off this inning fast, needs to continue. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. That protective netting has been putting in work today. Count 1-1.
John's Chelmsford game up in Lowell. Chelmsford has increased the lead. It's 4-1 Lions over the number 2 Pioneers.
1-1 to Learned from Carpenter is low and outside.
That would be quite the upset. You know what Chelmsford did?
Camden Greatorex waits on deck.
They lost 4-3, but Chelmsford hung in there with the...
Carpenter gets his sign from Meehan and deals with the 2-1. A curveball that had Riley Learned completely perplexed. And the count even once again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carpenter looking for his put away, the 2-2. The curve is tapped out between third and short. Cruz makes the play. Long throw is going to be wide, but Teasdale with an excellent effort to keep it in front of him. So we'll rule that for now an infield hit, maybe an error. Calling it an infield hit. So Learned is on with 2 outs, but Carter, you like to see an effort like Teasdale just gave there, because if that ball gets wide, it's a completely different situation.
Yeah, I mean, that goes from a single to potentially a triple. So great play there by Teasdale with the play to save his team from going in deep trouble.
Yeah, definitely could have been a Little League triple in that situation, Carter. But Teasdale keeping it in front of him. That's why they have him at first base. And the first strike in for Brady Carpenter.
You would think that, neutral sites not much of a shot.
Carpenter checking on first. A very big lead for Riley Learned, and he'll have to dive back to first again. Learned another big lead off of first. Carpenter delivers. It's a curve that is roped into right field for a base hit. They will hold Learned at second. And back-to-back singles for Reading Memorial.
Yeah, Riley Learned really great hit there out into the middle of space out in right field, and that's Schuster's team now with 2 runners on at first and second.
And now Jack Chapin stepping in. Singled in his last at bat. He is 1 for 2. The other at bat being a strikeout in the second. That one grounded to third. It's off the chest of Sherman, and it pinballs around the infield. Everyone will be safe, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Chapin reaching on an E5. And Carter, what started off as a promising half inning for the Raiders, has quickly turned sour. Brady Carpenter in a do-or-die matchup here against Liam Hansen.
Yeah, and it really comes down to just those costly errors. Those just one error can cost you a ton of runs, and now with the bases loaded, Brady Carpenter has a lot on his hands here to get out of this inning unscathed.
If Reading can get a few on the board here, it just might spell the potential end to the Raiders season. So Carpenter's pitching here is oh so pivotal. He gets that first pitch in for a strike. It's a force out at any base, so Raiders playing at normal depth across the diamond. That one skied out to right field, should be out number 3. Coming in and making the catch is Luke Thornton to retire the side. No runs across in this inning as the Raiders are able to hold off Reading once more. We head to the 6th inning here at Moulin Park.
Leading off the designated hitter, number 14, Brady Carpenter.
Top 6 here in South Boston, Massachusetts. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you inside Monin Park. Back on the bump is Grady Ventura and Brady Carpenter, the first batter he will see in this inning. Carpenter will take ball 1. Carpenter, a clutch bit of pitching at the end of the last half inning, Carter, to hold off the Reading attack in a bases-loaded situation.
Yeah, as that ball goes fall. But, yeah, definitely Brady Carpenter with an excellent end to that inning. I mean, with the bases loaded, that's one of the toughest situations in baseball. I mean, one hit can cause can catastrophically destroy your defense. So, definitely great by Brady Carpenter.
Another ball fired in by Grady Ventura. Carter and I were talking about this in between innings. Ventura's been leaning on his fastball, which means the fatigue is going to start to play a factor. Ventura able to get a strike in there. Carpenter had a red light on that one from head coach Jason Martin. Grady Ventura, the 3-1, is low, ball 4. And the leadoff hitter reaches base for Somerset Berkley for the first time since the first inning.
As Hayden Teasdale's up the bat. Great plate discipline there by Brady Carpenter, as we'll have a pinch runner in Anthony Alderman.
And that looks like it'll be the day for Grady Ventura as he leaves to a standing ovation from the Reading Memorial faithful. And a new pitcher set to come in. And Carter, if you're the Raiders, this is the chance where you're going to want to pounce. New pitcher coming into the game. Can't ask for a better scenario, especially considering how well Ventura has been dealing tonight.
Yeah, but if you look at this Reading Memorial pitching staff, you can see that it's one of the best in the game. We talked about one of the best in the state. We talked about this before the game, that it's really impressive to watch that all the pitchers that have played for them have an under 2 ERA. So definitely not going to be an easy task for the Raiders at bat.
Looking like from first glance, new pitcher coming in is Chase Williams, the sophomore for Reading Memorial. And as Williams gets warmed up, Carter Sylvia and I will step aside back in a flash here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you for Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. New pitcher for Reading Memorial is Chase Williams. Williams on the season as a sophomore, a 1.14 earned run average with an 0-run record in 6 total appearances. Only 1 start to Williams' credit, but in this case he comes in relief. Pinch runner on at first, replacing Brady Carpenter, who drew the leadoff walk. And now it's Teasdale versus Williams here. Williams' first offering is up and in for ball 1. Alderman with a solid lead off of first. Williams the 1-0 with Teasdale showing bunt. A quick throw down to second. He is safe. Looks like Chapin, or should I say Vitorisi, did not get the tag down in time. So stealing second on a very close call is Alderman. And Anthony Alderman puts himself in scoring position, and now a 1-1 count between Chase Williams and Hayden Teasdale. Williams, the sophomore hurler, comes to the set, checks on the runner at second and delivers. That one way inside, nearly hit Teasdale. Count goes to 2-1. 3-2 Reading, but the Raiders are knocking on the door for the tie. Alderman ready to go on contact at second. The pitch is low, and the count is 3-1. The intensity starting to ramp up here in the final 2 innings of this Final Four matchup, with a trip to the state championship on the line. Teasdale shows bunt again, and it hit him. Or actually fouled off. So it hit a part of him, being his bat, but nonetheless, 3-2. I was completely blocked by Teasdale's body, didn't get a good view on that. 3-2 on the way from Williams. Swing and a miss. And a big first out for the sophomore as he retires Hayden Teasdale. And Jacoby Davidson to step in next.
Williams starting off hot with a strikeout early, and as Jacoby Davidson gets up here, we know how dangerous he can be at the plate. Let's see what he can do.
Davidson 0 for 1, reached on a walk in the 4th, grounded out 6-3 in the 2nd, so he's due for a big hit. And choking up on the bat is Davidson once again. The pitch, Davidson shows bunt, pulls it back, it's a ball. Raiders looking like they will lean on the small ball again to try and guide them to a state championship appearance. Davidson able to get the bunt down third base side, but it rolls foul. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to trickle down the line, but it had just a bit too much spin on it. Count goes to 1-1. Anthony Alderman still at second base as the pinch runner for Brady Carpenter, who led off the inning with a walk. Williams, the offer to Davidson, is outside. A lot of patience from the Raider hitters in this inning, doing everything they can to get on base at a point in the game where hits are needed.
Here's the 2-1.
The pitch. Davidson tried to get the bunt down there, whiffed on it, and the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Second guessed himself on that bunt. They didn't see it clearly. You saw a little bit of a late jab at the end there.
Chase Williams looking for a big second out, time called.
That's the other thing.
Raiders seeking to tie this game up.
We're on that pitch. Robinson didn't creep up so far in, and Davidson was going to string away.
Williams checks on Alderman at second. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chase Williams. And we go from no outs and a runner on to 2 down and a runner on in a flash. And now Ryan Crook stepping in, looking to make it from 1 for 2 to 2 for 3 here. He had a single back in the second and flew out to right in the fourth. Alderman another wide lead off of second. Federici playing mind games behind him as Crook pops it up on the infield. Calling everyone off is Federici, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. A clutch bit of pitching by the sophomore Chase Williams keeps the Raider bats at bay. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with Reading Memorial still up 3-2. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Monin Park. JJ Sylvia, Carter Sylvia back with you. And Carter, I noticed head coach for Reading Memorial, Dave Blanchard, giving a bit of a pep talk to his Rockets in between innings. Must have been quite the message because these boys looked fired up afterwards. That one popped up foul territory. Teasdale heading over, but it will be well out of his grasp and out of play. Nate Federici to lead off the inning for the Rockets. Federici ropes that one out to right field. Coming in a few steps is Luke Thornton. He will make the catch for out number 1. So Federici retired via the flyout to right, and Jack Conley to step in next.
Yeah, Jack Conley here. As the Raiders defense looks good to start this inning, but they really need to keep it going because as the game rolls into the 7th inning, it's going to be a dogfight for the win.
Carpenter looking to have another fast half inning. He deals, and the curveball doesn't work against Conley that time. 1-0 the count with 1 out and the bases empty here in the bottom of the 6th with Reading Memorial leading 3-2, and Carpenter able to drop a curveball in that time for a strike on the inner half.
How does he Conley crowd the plate a little bit?
Jack Conley waits on the pitch from Carpenter. It's low and outside. Count goes to 2-1 back into Conley's favor. Conley hitless in his last 2 at-bats. Flied out in the 4th and grounded out in the 3rd. Carpenter trying the outside half. Didn't get the call there. Count goes to 3-1. And if you're Carpenter, you really do not want to let these Rocket runners get on base. Good way to start doing that there by Carpenter as he fires a strike in and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carpenter seeking another put-away pitch. And it's low. Jack Conley reaching base for the 2nd time in this game. This time it is via the base on balls. And now Sam Clark to step in next. And Carter, what do you think is going through Brady Carpenter's head right now?
I mean, it's probably a mix of emotions. It's one, of very nervous feelings and probably one of determined feelings. He wants to get out of this inning with unscathed again, and it's gonna be very difficult as Sam Clark has had a really good game today.
Carpenter paints the outside edge on that one. Gets the 0-1 start to the count. Nice lead off of first by Conley. The pitch from Carpenter is outside, and Meehan nearly checking back to first, but he elected against it, and Conley got back nonetheless. 1-1 the count. Carpenter to home. High and outside. Count goes to 2-1. That looked like it may have been a pitch out by Carpenter, as he might have anticipated that Conley would go on his release. Checking back to first on Conley. He's back safely.
It's a great question. I think if you have the confidence that you're not going to throw it past your first baseman by all means, if you think you can get
Conley, another large lead. Carpenter checks on him and fires home. That one grounded in between first and second and into left field. The right, I should say, a base hit. A long throw in from Thornton will be cut off behind the bag by Luke Thornton. And it's a single that turns into a two-bagger for Sam Clark.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Clark, as I talked about before, right as he started his at-bat, he's dangerous when given the opportunity, and he makes his single into a double, now with runners on second and third.
And the Raiders will intentionally walk Isaac Robinson. And they will look to pitch to Alex Merkel. And now the bases are loaded for Reading Memorial with only one out. And with only one more inning left to go after this, the Raiders cannot afford to allow the Rockets to get any more runs. But right now it is not looking like an ideal spot for the boys in blue. First pitch from Carpenter to Merkel is a ball. Carpenter the 1-0. High and inside. Two and 0 the count. And now Jason Martin calls time. He's coming out to the mound. Let's see if he sticks with Carpenter or if he pulls him. Looking like, as of right now, Martin is going to stick with Carpenter. And Carter, if you're Reading Memorial right now, this is the ideal spot to be in. You have the bases loaded with a chance to blow the doors wide open in this game and put yourself in a spot to punch your ticket to a date with Walpole in the state final. And you must be jumping for joy right now if you're on that Reading bench.
For sure, but definitely, John, don't think it's over just because you have bases loaded. You need to get that hit and get that cushion, because if you don't, the Raiders can strike back in a flash.
Carpenter's first offering fouled off third base side by Merkel. Merkel hitless in this one, but he has reached base twice, once via the base on balls, another via a hit by pitch. His other at bat, a pop out too short. Carpenter's offering is low and outside. 3-1 the count. As everyone here inside Monument Park holds their breath. Brady Carpenter, the 3-1 pitch. That one drilled out towards right center field. Could be trouble moving over, and unable to make the catch is Luke Thornton. It skips off his glove. One run is in. Another one coming across. It is 5-2. Reading Memorial.
Yeah, just a miscue there by Luke Thornton. It drives in 2 runs for Reading Memorial, and as we said, you need to get the job done, and it looks like they have.
And what what was bad has gotten worse for your Raiders. It is 5-2 Reading. And the Rockets could still threaten for more. Riley learned to step in next. Learned cuts and misses at that first pitch. Carpenter just needing to settle down here. Don't worry about the score. Just try and get outs if you can. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Meehan kept it in front of him.
We've talked about it for most of this game. Reading had chances to bust it open, and they have not taken
A 5-2 Reading Memorial advantage that
for the Raiders.
must be a great feeling for these Rocket fans who have not seen a state title since 1996, so we're coming up on 30 years since this baseball program has won a state title, and with just one more inning, they might get a chance to grab another.
They are 3 outs away from punching their ticket to Worcester. Pitch.
1-2, fouled off. Count will stay where it is. State championship will be at Pooler Park in Worcester, Massachusetts, the home of the Woo Sox, the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, at some point this weekend. Winner of this game will play Walpole for the title. That one grounded right back to Carpenter. He checks the runners and gets out number 2 at first. So Riley learned retired via the 1-3 putout. And now Camden Greatorex will step in. Greatorex is 1 for 3 today. A single, a ground out, and a strikeout.
Yeah, Greatorex at bat here looking just to punch in 2 more runs to really cushion this win against the Raiders.
Dangerous Greatorex after play. He's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up.
Greatorex will cut and miss at that off-speed offering from Carpenter. Only one team can punch their ticket to Worcester. Which squad will it be? That is the question right now. Reading Memorial looking like they have the advantage. That one popped up. First base side, foul territory. There's Teasdale. And the side is retired. Camden Greatorex retired via the pop out to first base. And Carter. Raiders have one more opportunity up to bat here as we head top 7. What do you think should be Jason Martin's message to his squad in blue here?
I mean, my message should be, this is probably the most important inning of your baseball careers, and it's time to capitalize, show that you have the clutch gene, and win this game.
At least one more inning left to be played here at Monin Park. Carter Sylvia and I will see you on the other side of this break. Top of the 7th and final inning here at Monin Park. It is the Final 4 of the Division II Boys Baseball Tournament. And back on the bump is Chase Williams for yet another inning in relief. And Williams will look to get 3 outs and punch the Rockets' ticket to the state championship game in Worcester. First batter that he will face is Jaden Cruz. Cruz gets the bunt down third base side. It's foul.
Try to catch him by surprise. You know, you do have the third baseman in Greatorex in on the grass, but that's just normal because of the speed coming out of the box.
So Cruz falling behind 0-1 after the failed bunt attempt. Chase Williams will reset on his mound. Now he delivers the 0-1. That one way up high and inside. Went all the way back to the backstop, count even at 1-1. And Carter, the Raiders have their backs against the wall here. Everything is on the line here. A season of so many successes and so much triumph has come down to one single half inning here in South Boston for the Somerset Berkley Raiders.
happy ride home on the bus for the Timberwolves.
Cruz locked up in a 1-2 count against Chase Williams, trying to get himself on base to start the inning. Williams, the 1-2 again. Cruz out towards second base, right into the stomach of Chapin. He'll throw on for out number 1. Only 2 more outs to go before Reading Memorial punches their ticket to the state championship game, and Alex Crook looking to make sure he isn't out number 2 here.
Yeah, big at bat for Alex Crook, needing to get on base here to help his teammates drive in runs.
First pitch from Williams is fouled off to the right and out of play by Crook. Alex Crook in this one is hitless, so no better time for him to grab his first hit of the ball game than right now. Second one is on the inner part of the plate for a ball. As Crook trying to be as patient as possible here. Hits have been at a premium for the Raiders since the first inning. They have not had a hit since then, as it has been an absolute masterclass in high school pitching by the Reading Memorial Rockets for the last 6 innings. A 5-2 Rocket advantage with only 2 outs to go before they advance. 2-1 pitch. Crook lifts that one out to left field. Not going to have the distance to get out of the park. Settling under it is Jack Conley, and only 1 more out remains for the Rockets.
Now batting the third baseman, number 8, Kyle Sherman Jr.
Somerset Berkley fans starting to make their way towards the exits. This one is not over yet, however. Kyle Sherman Jr. representing the last chance in this 2025 season for Somerset Berkley baseball.
Sherman, last hope for the Raiders in the 7th. 2 down, the pitch.
Sherman, first pitch, back up the middle. That's a 2-out knock. Kyle Sherman letting Chase Williams know that the Raiders won't go away that easily. And now Luke Thornton stepping in. And Carter, this situation is reminding me of what happened in the 1986 World Series between the Red Sox and the New York Mets. Mets were down to their last 3 outs, and it was just a mentality of don't be that next out. Raiders need to have that same mentality right now, as taking strike 1 is Luke Thornton. All fielders for Reading Memorial playing straight away, with the exception of Robinson, who holds Sherman at first. A 1 pitch from Williams. That one lifted out towards right center field, looking like it gets down. It will. Moving to third base is Sherman, staying at first at Thornton. And it is 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Raiders with an opportunity yet again with Liam Meehan at the plate to try and get back in this one.
It's never over until that 3rd and final out, and the Raiders are making proof of that, as they have players on 1 and 3 looking to get tied this game up.
Liam Meehan has one of the 2 home runs that the Raiders have hit all season long. A home run here would be a Cinderella moment. Meehan swinging at a high fastball will bring an end to the Raiders season, and the Reading Memorial Rockets are going to the state championship game, where they will try to win their first state title since 1996. Final score today here at Monin Park, 5-2 in favor of the Reading Memorial Rockets. Winning pitcher will be Grady Ventura. Losing pitcher will be Evan Isidorio. And a big congratulations to the Somerset Berkley Raiders on a hard-fought game and an amazing season that sadly comes to a close here in South Boston. But it has been an excellent athletic season here in Somerset Berkley Athletics. 3 different programs qualifying for the Final Four, with 2 of them winning the state title. But for now, Carter Sylvia and I will step aside, and we will hopefully see you next fall for Somerset Berkley football. For our entire Somerset Access TV crew, the Somerset Berkley Blue Raider Studios crew, my partner Carter Sylvia, our camera person Julia, I'm wishing you a great rest of your night from here at Monin Park. I'm JJ Sylvia. Thank you so much for watching, and go Raiders.